Enchanté.
Hello lovelies, I'm Angela and this is Parisian Farm Girl. Bienvenue and welcome to my channel. I was in my office this afternoon and looking over some things on social media, and there have been some requests to share with you how I stay organized and stay on top of it as an entrepreneur and a homeschool mom of 6 and a farmer. I don't know that I necessarily stay on top of it. I don't think anyone really has a secret sauce, but I thought it might be beneficial if I shared some of the particular, more intentional things that I do or don't do, and maybe you can benefit from them. Now, if you enjoy this topic, then you really should twice a week check out my podcast, because we look at homemaking and just upping the art of homemaking, and I think you'll really enjoy it if today's topic intrigues you. I know that I don't typically sit and talk to the camera, so I'm a little out of my element, but I hope that this content blesses you and helps you in your own routine. I carefully thought about this, and I would have to say, if I went 1 through 10, that the first thing I do that helps me stay organized and feel some touch of sanity and coordination to my day is I get up early. My sweet spot is about 5:01, 4:50 if I'm really on my game. I've just noticed that if I sleep any later than 6:30, it really starts this progression of chaos and stress in my day. My plate is very full and my mind is very clear in the morning. I can roll out of bed and be returning emails within the first couple minutes. The morning time is when I'm just on point as far as administration goes and taking care of my business, looking over things for the homeschool routine. So those couple hours in the morning before anyone gets up are very, very important to me. And I've just noticed that if I get in a habit of straying from a very early morning, things start to get off track really quick. The second way that I stay organized in my house is I meal plan. And this is something I will confess to you that I have done on and off for years. And lately I have just found myself committed to the idea and the action of meal planning simply because I've seen the benefits, and I don't ever want to go back to that previous disorganization. The stress that I experience when my family asks me what's for dinner and I don't have plans is no fun. So if I put a little bit of intention and action on the front end, then for the rest of the month, things tend to run very smoothly. Now, I do my grocery shopping once a month with a couple quick trips into town for filler items, but I have my menu plan set up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 30 days. And it's a variety of really easy meals, even just meat and cheese boards, super easy breakfasts of yogurt and granola, to more elaborate, enjoyable meals like pork chops with sage and apples. So there's all sorts of variety in there. And what I do is if it's a really busy day or things just don't go quite as planned, which totally happens as a stay-at-home mom, lots of people here, I will just swap out one meal for another. But the point is I have all the ingredients on hand, and my little eaters know which food they can have access to in the fridge and which food they shouldn't raid when mom is not looking, because that is an ingredient for an upcoming meal. I post the menu in the kitchen and I post it in our walk-in cooler, because that way we're all on the same page. Everyone can have anticipation and excitement about the upcoming meals, and I've noticed it's just created a general peace over the kitchen routine. Now, another way that I stay organized is I do use a variety of apps on my phone. I only have apps on my phone that I absolutely find helpful to my daily routine. So I have health apps and other apps you've heard me talk about here on the channel. My favorite app right now is Pray.com. I'm very pleased to share with you that they are the sponsor of this little list of ways that I stay organized and sane. With Pray.com, I'm finding it wonderful because it's sort of a one-stop shop for so many resources. So if you are looking to strengthen your relationship with God or be able to have a resource where you can find all your favorite sermons, maybe you'd like to fall asleep to the Psalms, Pray.com I think is going to be something that you find very useful. I'm personally really enjoying it because I'm someone who likes to take in information, podcasts, sermons, etc. all the time. It's easy to use and it has a variety of resources. So if you are going through your day and you're looking to find that little pocket of peace, this is going to be an excellent resource for you. I have personally enjoyed it the most because all of my favorite preachers are on there. So I can listen to a sermon. I don't have to hunt around on other platforms here and there for my favorite preachers. They're all right there. What you can do is enjoy a free month trial when you use the link in this video description to Pray.com. I think you are going to enjoy it as much as I do. There are a few things in my homemaking that I am pretty particular about. There are other things that I'm very laid back about. One thing upon reflection that I think helps things stay organized and sane is how I approach laundry. I try to just do the laundry as it appears. I have a very strict rule that laundry only goes in 2 spots, and that is in the laundry room and in a designated location where you're going to fold it or where it needs to be laid flat before you fold it. Now that place is in our family bathroom. So in our house, there is never laundry on the kitchen table. There is never laundry on the couch. No way. That makes me crazy. I try to be very diligent and bring the laundry right up to the upstairs bathroom. A lot of times I'll try to lay it out flat with the dryer door open, and then I can just carry the laundry upstairs and the children can put it away. A lot of times we will just lay it flat in the bathroom according to people and who owns that laundry, and then everyone can just grab their stack and they are responsible for putting their own laundry away. And that word responsible leads me to the next way or idea, I guess, that I employ to stay sane. And that is I'm a very firm believer in the universal law of responsibility before fun. I think there is a lot to be said for delayed gratification. I know that's not a very popular concept these days, but in my discipline of running my business and running my home, I very, very much strive to do the responsible thing before I do something fun. And I'm not talking about being a martyr. I'm just talking about something we say on the podcast. We call it choose your hard. There are going to be hard pockets in your day. And if you intentionally choose your hard, for example, doing responsibility before fun, a lot of times that benefit will show up then when it comes time to have fun. When you put in the hard work up front, there's more time for fun. There are less emergencies that pop up that take away from fun. This is something I very much believe in for myself. So the next concept would be that I also believe in this for everyone, especially my children. So I use chore charts for my children. This is not a big, extensive, hairy, scary routine. It's just some clipboards in the laundry room where they have a Monday through Friday list of things they need to do every day, just basic responsibilities. These range from very simple, easy things for the little children, like brushing their teeth and making their bed, and more household task reminders for the big kids. Everyone has a couple things that they must do at least once a week, and it all helps to the flow of the house, and hopefully I'm doing my best to raise responsible people that will put responsibility before fun when they leave this house someday. But they can take their time on that. Also in the laundry room, which I guess this is my next idea, is I keep a very large family calendar. There are 8 of us. We have driver's ed, we have YouTube recordings and podcast recordings and farm chores and trips to town. We live about 40 minutes from a bigger town where there's more resources, so those trips have to be planned and fit into our week. So I keep a very large family calendar in the lunchroom, and I think that makes a really big difference. You'll see with a lot of these things that I'm listing, I'm a very visual person. I like to have things out and in front of me so I can stay on track. Now, a little bit ago, I mentioned apps. And like I said, I only keep apps on my phone that are useful. So this next idea, just as I was considering this for you, was I'm not big into wasting time. And when it comes to our phones and social media, I think there is so much wasted time. When I look at life, there's so much life to live. I do not want to live my life on my phone. So I'm not a big scroller. I don't hop on social media platforms and just scroll and scroll to find out what people had for dinner or what's going on in their life. I try to keep in close contact with my pocket of friends. I do enjoy Instagram for visual artistic inspiration, but I usually only sit and do that with a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, maybe twice a week, and it's a designated time. I've done my responsibilities first. I am not one to get my news from social media. I do that with intentionality. I go to news sources, I read the article that I'm interested in, and then I get off. I don't scroll. I think that somewhere out there that has to make a difference in how I have time to do what I do. Okay, second to the last thing, and I've done enough videos on this that you can probably guess it, is I make my bed. Ironically, that is the theme of our podcast this season, but I try to make my bed every single morning. I will confess to you that sometimes it doesn't get done till 10 or 11, but the idea is then there is sanity and order. You know, kitchen countertops take a beating all day long. There's always stuff coming and going. The table does. There's things that get set on the stairs because kids need to carry items upstairs, and so there's a lot of action everywhere else. When I walk into my bedroom a few times a day and I see it made and tidy, it gives me peace. It makes me feel just a little bit like I'm on top of things. So making my bed is definitely a habit that I employ for peace of mind and to set this tone of organization and just having it together. Because don't get me wrong, with farm animals and children, the days, they just go up and down. There's always drama, there's always something that's going on. We've always got technical problems with what we try to do with the YouTube channel. For goodness sake, I've got the podcast, I publish a quarterly magazine. There's always something happening. So when I do those intentional things, it ends up blessing my brain later on. I have that sanity every time I walk into my bedroom. And last but not least, this is kind of a funny confession. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. I am addicted to spreadsheets. I have a spreadsheet for just about everything. I use Google Sheets for homeschool, for this YouTube schedule, for my podcast, for my magazine, for our homeschool, for each individual student, for my menu, for my shopping lists, for my quarterly to-do lists around the property. I have a spreadsheet for everything. I print them, I have them on my desk, I have them in a notebook, I have them on my computer, I share them with assistants and people that help me, I share them with my husband, I share the school ones with the children. It's a great form of communication, helps people get on the same page. It actually helps me get on the same page with my brain because I always have a lot going in my brain, and the spreadsheets, I have to confess, they are probably the biggest thing I do to help me keep organized. Now I have to use them, but when I can dump all those thoughts on a piece of paper, put them in order, it clears up my mind. You know, it creates mental space for creativity, for being kind and affectionate. There's nothing worse than snapping at your family because your brain is just so cluttered. So anyways, this is a little bit of a different video. I hope that, that it was helpful. Maybe it gave you some ideas, maybe just one or two things that you'd like to start to do in your own life. Maybe you just need to call it. Maybe you need a lot more organization, or maybe you're just amazing and I should be watching your video on how to stay organized. Nonetheless, if you'd like to stick around, check out this playlist right here. Of course, check out my podcast. I think you might enjoy it. It is called Homemaker Chic, and you can find it on iTunes and Google and Spotify. And by all means, make sure you have a subscription to my magazine, The Old World Design Society. You can click this circle right here. You're going to love it. I will see you again very soon. A bientôt.